Everyone wants to retire someday, right? Well, if you're in your 40s, this one's for you. The biggest thing is that if you are wanting to retire in your 40s, you've got to have some plan to get everything set in place. That's what I want to talk about today. If you're not in your 40s, that's okay. There's some things that you could take away. If we haven't met, Eric with Jazz Wealth Managers, fiduciary advisors around here. And so the biggest thing to start with when it comes to retirement and saving for retirement, everybody hates working at some point or another. You may say, well, I love my job, but there's the days that you just hate. And you're like, I'm just ready to be retired. The thing is, though, is that you have to really have a vision for retirement and what it's going to look like. And then once you get into retirement years, you're going to have to figure that too, as far as what this all looks like, what's the purpose? Because if you are just trying to save for retirement, you don't really have a goal in mind of what retirement looks like, it's going to be very difficult. So that's probably the first of 4 things that you really got to focus on is what's the purpose during retirement and what does retirement really look like? The second thing is something that I think we need to go to the handy-dandy board, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So it's knowing your number first. So talking about being in the 40s. So let's say that you're 42 years old and you want to retire at 65. Well, for the scenario here, let's just say that you have $100,000 already saved for retirement. In retirement years, you want to have $50,000 in income. Okay? Well, we've got those numbers, but what about everything else? Well, something you're going to have to think about is Social Security. Social Security, that will be a supplemental bonus when you get to the retirement years that will help. So that's other income that could be coming in. So let's just say that it's $2,000 a month in retirement or $24,000 per year that you are going to get once you retire. Now, from there, what else do we need to factor in? Well, one of the biggest things is you've really got to start thinking about inflation. Well, right this second, that's a big one. In general, we talk, 3%. Let's just say 3.5%. Right now, it's higher. Hopefully, it's going to come back down. But that's one of the numbers that you want to make sure you're factoring in with all this. Another one is tax rates on the withdrawals. If you're putting money in, what are you going to be taxed at the retirement years? So let's just say it's 25%. Now, that's probably pretty high, but I'm just kind of throwing that number out there. From there, what is going to be the return on your money on an average annual return? Let's just say that's going to be 7%. Now we have all of the numbers combined that we can actually figure out what is the number that you need to be saving to meet this goal. In this scenario right here, the total is $14,302. Now, that's just one scenario, but this is what you got to figure out. How much do you need to be saving to actually reach your goal? That's a big one. It's all going to depend on these variables right here that come into play. Everything else you could think is probably pretty fixed. Hey, I've got this amount saved for retirement. Yes, it's going to go up and down, but really it all depends on what the growth rate is. So you've got to figure that and really what the number is there with that. So that's number 2. Number 3 is if you're wanting to retire, what time do you want to retire? What type of accounts do you need to retire? A lot of people are always putting money in the 401k. 401k is not bad. It's a great opportunity for you to invest. But are you thinking about after-tax dollars? Maybe putting some of those away. Because the scenario I just showed you was if you were putting everything into deferred accounts. But if you were actually to put money into a Roth, just to give you an idea, let me adjust this right here and I'll tell you exactly. If it was all Roth money, that would only be $9,197 instead of $14,000 something that you need to save. Just shows you a little difference on how this all looks. So start thinking about that. Maybe you put the match in for the 401k, then consider the Roth IRA. If you're wanting to retire early, there's possibly the rule of 55 on 401k accounts. Make sure you're checking into that. Can I access my retirement account early if I've separated and when I reach 55? Some plans allow it, some do not. These are things that you've really got to structure and talk about. Now, the 4th thing is really how to nail all this down. And that is to have somebody that can actually help you and guide you through this plan. That's what we do here at Jazz. So the little commercial there for you is, guess what? You can actually go on the website, you could schedule a call, and I will call you. Like personally, I will call you and help you with developing all of this, helping you through things if you're a client of ours. So that's what we do for our clients here. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch more fin tips videos, click here. Be sure to like and subscribe also.